Nova Production. Nova Production.
There we go, unmuted. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special edition of the Alt Fantasy Sports Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And don't forget that we are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog has just added Pick'em Scorchers, where you can win 100x. That's right, turn $5 into $500 in one game. Plus, every Sunday, they're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Last-minute tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And lastly, we're giving away $3,000 in our NFL Second Chance Survivor contest, presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. Free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. Folks, this is a very special edition of the Alt Fantasy Sports Podcast. Just wanted to come and talk to you about some of the exciting stuff happening right now in spring football. For those of y'all who haven't heard, who have been living under a rock right now, there is excitement in the air as we're talking about a potential XFL and USFL merger. Colby and I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and it's really exciting times right now for the alt football universe. And we just wanted y'all to know that we're excited about it. And I wanted to take just a minute to talk to you about what I would love to see spring football turn into. This is just, I want to talk about this, so I'm going to make a video where I talk about it. So in a perfect world, spring football is a 32 team league. Okay, we need 32 teams. Why? Because we have 32 NFL teams. If we have 32 spring football teams, that means everybody gets a minor league team. All right. In this perfect world, we're looking at a variety of teams, and I came up with some great names for these just because that's what I felt like doing. So starting in the East Division of our first conference, we don't know how we're going to split these. We're going to have the DC Defenders, then the Philadelphia Stars, the New Jersey Generals, and the St. Louis Battlehawks. So we blend in XFL and USFL leagues here. I thought about a way maybe where you could keep one but not the other, but there's some things going on that you'll see here. Then in the Conference 1 South, we got the Houston Gamblers, Orlando Apollos. We need to get that IP back from the AAF. Then the Memphis Showboats and the Birmingham Stallions. You've got some great markets emerging there in Memphis and Birmingham, and you really want to keep those going as much as possible. Then we're headed out west. We're going to really beef up the West Coast here in this new spring football property, or the United Football League, as it might be. If the XFL trademark holds true, we're going to have the San Diego Fleet, San Antonio Brahmas, Arizona Hotshots, and the Seattle Sea Dragons. Bringing back the Arizona Hotshots and the San Diego Fleet. San Diego's a great market right now. We saw with St. Louis that when the NFL leaves, there's a big opportunity for spring football to come in and really take over and have a chance to really hype things up in a market that lost the San Diego Chargers for no dang good reason. We have a great stadium there now where San Diego State plays, good, perfect size for spring football. Then the north of Conference 1, we've got the Oklahoma Roughnecks. That's right. I took the Roughnecks out of Houston, okay? Houston belongs to the Gamblers. That's just the way it is. There's no two ways about it. All right, but the Oklahoma Roughnecks have a chance to pay homage to the Oklahoma drillers and oilmen of years gone by, and that's just a great opportunity there. The Canton Maulers, we need to stop with the Pittsburgh Maulers thing, okay? They play in Canton right now. There's nothing wrong with them being the Canton or Ohio Maulers, maybe even, but you have that Mauler steelworker industry still happening in Ohio, but we need to call it like it is. They play in Ohio, they play in Canton. Let's go with that. Then we've got the Michigan Panthers, and we're bringing back the Denver Gold to round out this North Division. Then in our second conference, we're stealing from the CFL here. Hamilton Tiger Cats, the Carolina Reapers, the Rochester Rhinos. That's a selfish one. I believe Rochester, New York is prime spring football country. Little bit of chance of snow for at least half the season, but that's the way we like it. And we're also taking in the Montreal Alouettes. In this version of reality, the CFL has gone away, at least as is presently construed. And I think that could be really powerful, bringing down some established brands to really get folks excited. In the South, we've got the Jacksonville Bulls, the Shreveport Pirates, throwing it back to the CFL USA, the Virginia Schooners, and the Tampa Bay Bandits. Great. There's a whole bunch of new teams there. Going back out to the West Coast, the SoCal Sun, pulling in from the World Football League to go with the Portland Breakers. We're moving the Breakers out of New Orleans because we have a Shreveport team. Also bringing back the Sacramento Mountain Lions from the United Football League and the Las Vegas Posse. Vegas can work as a football city, but they have to figure out something for a venue. Okay, Cashman Field ain't it. I don't know where they can play, but they got to figure out something. Then lastly, in the North, we have the Toronto Argonauts, the Omaha Nighthawks, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the Calgary Stampeders. So the CFL teams remain constituted here. RIP to the Ottawa Red Blacks, but you could talk me into keeping them over one of these other teams. And the Omaha Nighthawks coming back from the UFL. Omaha, great football city, great sports city. We see it with the College World Series. Let's give them football. So, folks, really, I just wanted to test out this new podcast space that I'm experimenting with. So let me know how it sounds. We're excited to be back. AltFantasy is cooking up some great stuff. We're excited. We're hoping for a merger of the USFL and XFL this year and expanded teams and game offerings. So stay tuned and be sure you're checking out SGPN for all things spring football. Let it ride.